Good afternoon. At any rate, I'm pleased to make your acquaintance. Before we begin, you see, which is why I believe it. In fact, I insist. However, as you can see, my
リベンジやっていきます。
Now then, let's begin.
チャート並べて。
I have every faith you will accomplish great things. Now then, your departure draws nigh. May your journey.
昼頃やったやつはね、失敗したんでね。今度こそ。スライムなんだよ、結局スライムだから。
We begin in a cave. The surrounding rocks are slimy with damp. Yet in this horrible place gathers a fellowship of three. One is a young woman. These adventurers seek a certain treasure hidden in this cave. An iron door towers before you. The stoic man takes hold of the handle. The stoic man winds his leg. As his foot connects, the door trundles to the side. So it was one of those sliding contraptions. Something leaps out at the fellowship from the darkness.
さあ、最初のミストが出たからな。当てろよ。オッケー。あ、間違えた。
These adventurers have seen their fair share of battle and defeat their attackers with ease. Before the wary trio appear creatures the likes of which they've never seen.
クリティカルコイン。
Don't hold back.
クリティカルコイン。お、来た。最速。
Excellent.
オッケーオッケー。いや、10はやばくね。終わった。終わった。せっかくのクリティカルが。でもこっちでもクリティカルを出していくけど残る。なんだそれ。なんでだよ。くっそー、フロストボムがなー、こんなダメージ出なかったっけ。低い方、ダメージ低いの引いたか。
There is treasure inside, no doubt about it, but it's locked tight. The woman slides the simple key into the lock. The chest clicks open. Inside is what appears for. At last, we've retrieved their quest complete. The triumphant trio put the cave behind them.
OK、 チュートリアル。オープニング終わる。
This is Castle Advent, Queen Nilla reigns over the kingdom from within its walls. In the crowded audience chamber jostle the white-robed adventurers stand. A palace guard calls over the tumult.
Okay.
Be silent. Her royal majesty graces us with her presence. Whomsoever conquers this beast will... At that, the gathered crowd cheers loud. It puts my... But they'd be wrong. Beside him, a strange... When you heard about the quest to slay the dragon, you wonder why you need to sign anything, but head for the guard anyway.
通常の配信はあったわ。
Shall we?
Shall we? What?
Sign here, says the guard, handing you a pen and paper.
Okay.
You sign your name. You sign your companion's name as well. Mar. Though he can't speak the human tongue, he seems to understand it well enough. You want the reward as badly as you don't want to die. You figure you better make some strong friends. You've yet to find any help for your quest. Things don't look that reassuring as they are. But the decision is up to you. In the end, you set out just the two of you to hunt the dragon.
ジャンプ移動も速くなるのかな。カーソル移動。
Earlier, you saw the bit about the handsome reward for who... Monster! The woman cries, and startled by the spell, Mar grows. You whirl to the woman and shout, "What are you doing? This ain't a monster." The two of you bicker for quite a while.
斜め移動しづらいってのはあるけど。
When you tell her you're after the same thing, she's a little annoying. That suits you perfectly. She tells you she is a witch, but says nothing of why she hates monsters or what grudge she bears against the dragon.
Okay. ここの草原って歩いたことないけど煙火すんのかしないか。
A woman sits hunched over by the side of the road. She's sprained her ankle and needs you to take her to... We're a little busy, you say. You make to leave, but Melanie stands... Ain't like it's my fault she's hurt. You whine like a child. Ignoring you, Melanie gingerly helps the woman. Mar bends so the woman can get on his back. And you watch them walk away for a moment before following, complaining to yourself about what a waste of time this is. You arrive at the apothecary. She thanks you and pulls something from her breast pocket. It might be a good idea to do that again, should you come across anyone else in need of assistance. As your eyes roam everywhere but the path you walk, you barrel right into someone. Berwin. The trio advances on you. You fall to your hands and knees. Winifred stares at you, bewildered, muttering thief! Bellows Berwin, drawing his weapon. Guess you've got to fight your way past.
Oh, いいね。
Don't worry, the cop.
いいね。最高かよ。
Taking pity on your ineptitude. The Ivory Order tree. We mustn't tarry any longer. To the monster researcher of Thryston with us. Hedwin urges his companions and the trio depart.
ギルドに出る。
Aimless wandering can be fun, but if you want purpose and direction, I'd suggest sticking to the path.
12分20秒くらいか。6きつ。OK。この円か固定か。いつもゴブリンだよな。制約斜め。うわ。よしよしよし。ガイド。来ねえな。うおー。オッケーオッケー。来ねえなおい。なんでそんな演歌ばっかなんだ。逃げづらい演歌ばっかなんだが。ねえ、ちょっと待って、ゴブリン多すぎ。全部一逃げミスってる。 望遠鏡来ねえんだけど。
Lying in the grass, you find an old telescope.
スライム
You figure a look at the
スライ
path
ム
ahead.
お
can
いいら
All
ね
you
え
know is there's something up ahead.
いらね
Figuring it's
え
best
モン
not
ス
to
タ
go
ーだ
looking
よ。
for trouble, you decide to detour around.
ああここで来た
Still,
ら暑かっ
you
たの
can't help
に。
wondering what that thing
ああ
was.
道間違えた最悪。これイベント起きちゃうかもな。イベント起きるな。危ねえ。あった400。ジャンプ。ここでああお前
He says he'll make it worth your while.
いや
You ask the old man about him. You offer him safe passage to
ー
Nexton.
望遠鏡マジか。
The next instant, he takes off for the center of town, shouting, I shall be there soon, my love.
まずいな。まずいな。また遅れたよ。逃げれねえんだよ。こりゃまた失敗あるんぞ。おいおいおいおいおいおいおい。いやレベルいやさすがにきついよな。頼む頼むマジであと1分。もうなんでもう余計なチュートリアル入るから。もう次だな。次で来なかったらはい終了です。終了です。ここに来てマジか。もう一回やるか。あれこれタイトルどうやって戻ったっけ。あれタイトル戻れなかったっけ。あ違うその他だ。ああもう最悪。特に何もメインブロックよしもう一回だ。 次望遠鏡来なかったらそのまんま突っ込んでみるか。
Good afternoon. At any rate, I'm pleased to make your acquaintance. Before we begin, you
ただ
see,
その場合メルブールの武
which
器
is
も
why I
買わ
believe
ない
it.
と
In fact, I insist.
さすが
However,
に火力不足にな
as
り
you
そ
can
う。
see, my now then, let's begin. I have every faith you will accomplish great things.
よし
Now then, your departure draws nigh. May your journey.
タイム次第だな。そもそも洞窟のボスが倒せるかどうかっていう問題があるんだが、強いんだよねあいつ。
We begin in a cave. The surrounding rocks are slimy with damp. Yet in this horrible place gathers a fellowship of 3 adventurers. These adventurers seek a certain treasure hidden in this cave.
よし
An iron door towers before you. The stoic man takes hold of the handle. The stoic man winds his leg back. As his foot connects, the door trundles to the side. So it was one of those sliding contraptions. Something leaps out at the fellowship from the darkness.
White. ホワイト。クリティカルここで出ても遅延なんだよね。
These adventurers have seen their fair share of battle and defeat their attackers with ease. Before the wary trio appear creatures the likes of which they've never seen.
さあ、またクリティカルが出てくれ。頼む。おー、いいね。フロストボム。おし、9だ。余計なダメージ。
Oh?
クリティカル。よし。足りないか。くそー、足りてればな。まあ悪くない。
There is treasure inside, no doubt about it, but it's locked tight. The woman slides the simple key into the lock. The chest clicks open. Inside is what appears for... At last we've retrieved their quest complete. The triumphant trio put the cave behind them.
よし、オープニング終わり。今度街出るときあれやってみるかな。真ん中の選択肢。
This is Castle Advent. Queen Nilla reigns over the kingdom from within its walls. In the crowded audience chamber jostle the white-robed adventurers stand. A palace guard calls over the tumult. Be silent. Her royal majesty graces us with her presence. Whomsoever conquers this beast will... At that, the gathered crowd cheers. It puts my... But they'd be wrong. Beside him, a strange... When you heard about the quest to slay the dragon, you wonder why you need to sign anything, but head for the guard anyway. Shall we? Sign here, says the guard, handing you a pen and paper. You sign your name. You sign your companion's name as well. Mar. Though he can't speak the human tongue, he seems to understand it well enough. You want the reward as badly as you don't want to die. You figure you better make some strong friends. You've yet to find any help for your quest. Things don't look that reassuring as they are, but the decision is up to you. In the end, you set out, just the two of you, to hunt the dragon. Earlier, you saw the bit about the handsome reward for who... Monster! The woman cries, and startled by the spell, Mar grows deep. You whirl to the woman and shout, "What are you doing? This ain't a monster." The two of you bicker for quite a while. When you tell her you're after the same thing, she's a little annoying. That suits you perfectly. She tells you she is a witch, but says nothing of why she hates monsters or what grudge she bears against the dragon.
超釣れた。
A woman sits hunched over by the side of the road. She's sprained her ankle and needs you to take her to... We're a little busy, you say. You make to leave, but Melanie stands... Ain't like it's my fault she's hurt. You whine like a child. Ignoring you, Melanie gingerly helps the woman. Mar bends so the woman can get on his back. And you watch them walk away for a moment before following, complaining to yourself about what a waste of time this is. You arrive at the apothecary. She thanks you and pulls something from her breast pocket. It might be a good idea to do that again, should you come across anyone else in need of assistance.
Okay. これ下行った方が早いよな。
As your eyes roam everywhere but the path you walk, you barrel right into someone. Berwin. The trio advances on you. How dare they're the ones who ran into you. We were standing still, muttering a thief, bellows Barrowin, drawing his weapon. Guess you've got to fight your way past.
Ah, そこか。
Don't worry.
普通だったな。もう。今回は普通だったか。
Taking pity on your ineptitude, the Ivory Order trio. We mustn't tarry any longer. To the monster researcher of Thriston with us. Hedwin urges his companions and the trio depart. Aimless wandering can be fun, but if you want purpose and direction, I'd suggest sticking to the path.
なんでや。この演歌やっぱ固定だね。毎回同じだもん。ゴブリン逃げづらいんだよ。痛えし。おいおいふひ。ああマジで倒した方が早いやつになった。
You spot a small sign off to the side of the fountain. It reads, "Ha! Wishing's a sucker's game," you sneer, and walk away.
Takeか。ちょっと待てよ、ここさ、望遠鏡、道間違えたし。望遠鏡無視した場合のチャートを組んでねえから、経験値わかんないな。でだよ。あ そもそもこれだと町の入り口の敵が倒せる気がしないんだが。望遠鏡すらこうね。
Lying in the grass, you find an old telescope. You figure a look at the path ahead
わし
can't
さ
hurt
最
you.
高
Pick it up.
最
All you
高
know is there's something up ahead.
ギリギリ
You
だった
leave
け
the
ど
janky telescope where you found it and make your way
な
cautiously
んとか
toward
道
what
中で引け
can't
た
not
ぜ。
fight such a unique monster. Eagerly, you draw your blade.
始まったな。フレームでっしゃ。始まった。ただお金が拾えてねえけど。お金拾えてねえけどカットするか。やべえ、道が開けてない。
You kick a rock down the... The rock you kicked must have hit it, because it is really mad. Brace yourself for battle.
道間違えたからな。オッケーオッケー。レジスト。おお。最高かよ。18分31秒。やらかした。まるでんだがせっかく早かったのに。
How may I help you? The proprietress inquires.
油松明。早かったのに。
Will that be all? The proprietress asks. How may I help you? The proprietor inquires.
剣。杖。服。
Will that be all? The proprietor asks.
ちょっと待って。足りなかったんだけど。足りなかったんですけど。
It's pitch black inside the cave. Who knows what dangers lurk
ちょっ
within?
と待って、クロエ
Maybe
の
you
防
should
具
prepare
が
first. Light can't reach the furthest depths of the cave. You light the torch. It'll be much easier to although the torch lights your immediate surroundings. You still cannot peer far into the distance.
病気の村だよな。病気の村までクロエの防具買えないんだけど。どうしよう。いや、リディのお下がりでどうにかやるしかねえな。そうか、やっぱ金策イベント拾わないとカットしちゃダメなんだな。せっかくスライム積もれたのに。わあ、メルブルならいいけど、どいどいどいどい。やべえな。
Upon closer examination of the door, you put the magic sphere into the cavity, and the door opens.
これ下手したらマイナスなくなるんじゃね。歩いた代償。斜め移動し損ねた。防御力低いな。
What horrors transpired here?
7以上もやだ。なんだよこの演歌、最悪じゃねえか。早くゴミ演歌引いたんだが。おお、よかった。メルブルまずいかなこれ。回復しとくか。OK。ちょっと おい、あ、黒やまずいって。いやー、道中のロスがでかい。
The next instant, something leaps at you out from the darkness.
変なロスの仕方してる。13ダメージくらい出たのか。12か。おお、危ね。いけるね。
Congrats.
Okay.
The monster defeated, you turn toward the treasure chest and see those Ivory Order jerks rooting through it, tucking the spoils from the chest, knowing you couldn't stop. Nice of them to... For some reason, Melanie picks up the ragged doll.
何メニュー出ねえんだよ。防具いっか、なんとかなるだろう。
Cypri, as when he catches, without breaking his gaze away from the doll, he begins. Since then, Cypri has treasured this doll as he treasured. Cypri turns to Melanie. So you reclaimed the treasure by complete. How are you gonna thank us? Cypri gestures as if to say. According to Cypri, you might be able to learn. Upon hearing that, you'll need this, he says, and holds out something for you. You won't make it through the bewildering wood. Your sights set on the distant Unionville. You resolve to navigate through the bewildering wood.
よし、森。
A thick fog impedes your vision. You surmise this is in no small part why they call it the bewildering wood.
さあ HP がどうなってるかな。8しかねえ。 回復して、でも回復まだいいや。
A message is written on the sign. Seek out the four stela hidden deep in these woods.
イベント
You hear a beautiful melody flowing from the forest, as if drawn in by the voice. Very well
金が
then.
ね
Please finish this verse. You shout the words, and the word she entreats you to let her use your lyrics. Imagining the royalties, you happily agree. Trees bearing very
Wow,
solid-looking
damage.
nuts whip to and fro in the force of the... One of the nuts flies off the tree and smacks you right on the head.
死ぬんじゃない
Pain
かこれ。
brings tears to you. You have found the southern stela. You smack it and hear a sound off to the west. You'd best head that way next.
まあこれでメニュー開くんで、12？ とりあえず黒い回復、主人公も回復しちゃうか。
You take a peek inside the grass. It seems like startled. The monster flaps its wings and flies away. You find some coins scattered about where it stood. You have found the western stela, which you swear up and down was not here when you came in.
605 と
Nevertheless, you give it a smack.
2体スライムいらない。この辺りからもう3体編成も見ていかないと。
You have found the northern stela. It doesn't look particularly special. You resolve to touch it anyhow.
移動下手かよ。いらない。うわ。ちょっとこれ攻撃飛んでくるだろう。これ狩るか。さすがにこれ以上は様子見できない。これ以上はね、まあさすがにボディプレスでいいか。 ちゃ食らうやん。クリティカルコイン。くそー。念のため。これでレベルは足りる。もういらないから。これでタイムプラスになってたら辛いんだが。
You have found the eastern stela. You have investigated all 4 of the stela in the bewildering wood. You hear a sound, and it's not all that far away. A bunch of nuts fly off from the trees, but you and your friends hightailed it out of there before any of them could hit you. You hold the woodland flute you received from the doot-doot-doot-doodly doot-doot-doot-doot. You blow a handful. You soon become aware of accompanying percussion, which reveals itself to a young woman appears by sheer coincidence, the flute on which... But, she continues, extending her. You hand over the flute, firmly restating that she may... Ridis plucks the woodland flute out of your hands with glee, and begins playing it as she skips away. It's that-a-way, Ridis says gleefully, pointing past the stela before you. Welcome to Woodland. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm quite busy for the rest of the day. So you'll have to wait till tomorrow to leave the forest, she says. It turns out this inn is simply a place where the poor lost souls trapped in the bewildering... Mar sits, eyes... He lets out a self-satisfied burp that sends us... The sun sinks low, and the day draws to a close. The others follow suit, and before long you've burst... Ridis's house is ablaze, a nearby villager screams. My mother is still inside, Ridis shrieks, darting past you to fetch water from the well south of the village. Ridis is gathering water in an attempt to fight the blizzard. Mar's eyes light up. He scrambles over the edge of the well and sucks the well dry in an instant. He pokes at his swollen belly and gestures toward Ridis's house, as if to say, "Get me back there, quick." Mar douses the house with the water he sucked up from the well. The fire is reduced to mere embers, and all is well. Or so you think. Something darts out from behind the house and attacks.
Ha. そんなんばっかだ。 ひどい。いて、あ、やべえ、サンダースラッシュじゃん。石が足りねえ。いや、足りるか。これ体当たりするから。リリース。やっとかよ、遅えんだが。すげえ今更なんだが。ワンチャン狙う。来た。マジでありえねえんだが。なんだよ今のミス。プラスになったんだが。いや、3秒マイナスだ。
The fire, Ridis's mother. Now, what would bring a creature of fire to a place like this, you wonder? Light breaks on a new day, and the commotion of the fire feels but a nightmare. You lead your party to Ridis's house to ask for safe passage out of the bewildering wood.
3秒マイナスって。
Though spared from complete collapse, Ridis's home has been thoroughly scorched. Why do you want to venture out beyond the... We are in search of the dragon. At last, Ridis is ready to depart for the edge of the bewildering wood. Upon seeing that Ridis is with you, he steps aside and lets you through. The eastern portion of the woods certainly does not want for thick, soupy fog. You turn away. Ridis appears to be familiar. Oh dear. I'll thank you kindly to pay by the end of the month. Hee hee. Ridis lets out a She pulls the woodland flute from her cloak and begins. Ridis's ear-splitting performance, shall we say, draws monsters out from behind the trees. Within moments, they are nearly upon you.
Nice.
Fortune favors the... Good work. That's odd. I must have made a mistake. She opens the book to a particular page. No matter how many times you finally see that Melanie quietly opines that while Riddis is many things, bright is not one of them. Let's do this. As she does, a hidden path out of the bewildering wood comes into view. At last, you are free. You've certainly kept I was hoping I could join you on your quest to She takes out her old book and thrusts another page in your... Have you no heart? Are you just going to... Melanie calmly reminds your well-reasoned argument of no thwarted. You nod your head in resignation and welcome Riddis to the party.
今回あんまりお金拾えてないからな。宝箱を取りながら行くか。斜めに行って。
You may be able to aid it by administering some defroster. This is just the natural order of things, you tell yourself, until you believe it. You walk away.
Okay.
You see something approach. A monster! Melanie shouts, readying for Mr. Flobby. Get back here. What a weird... We aren't staying a moment longer than necessary, says an unsettled Melanie, her distaste for monsters plain on her face.
King. 弓キリキリちょっともう操作が鎧羽がギリギリなんだが
Down here, at thy feet, Lappy the furball looks at you with amiable Why do you want to join us? You are thoroughly rejected by Melanie. Lappy, you tell Melanie to be nice. Lappy leaps up and hugs her in his excitement, exclaiming, "Thou hast..." Though she thought all Finally, a friend. He laughs, then shamelessly praises his after explaining that you must be tired from your journey. Have a seat. I will have my chef prepare a feast, the headman says, then claps his hands. You wipe your mouth with your sleeve. There. We'll eat soon, you reassure. With tears in her eyes, you are starving. But it doesn't look like you'll be able to part. We will find your slime. Melanie reminds you that you... What's the difference? Brave heroes, the headman interjects. You need to hear the whole story from the young girl. The girl sobs. The girl then hands something to Melanie. She asks Melanie to... Regardless, looking aimlessly outside the village would be a waste of time. You decide to collect more information in the village. Though a torch is not strictly necessary, it would certainly help you find your way through the dimly lit shrine. Your footing is obscured in the dimness of... You go forth slowly but steadily. Taking it once, you take a good look at the floor and see it lined in trails of viscous liquid. No doubt a slime or 200 have passed through here. It looks like poor Mr. Flobby is being held. It seems the man has noticed Melanie. According to the man's revelation makes you realize. You ask Melanie about her hometown. With forbidden magic, you have so many questions. But realize... Careful, he won't.
さあ、クリティカル。いきなり遅延。遅延ハプニング。今日ミスるね。やけにミスるね。ミスりすぎじゃないかな。残った。ああ、ダイスが悪いね。
The headman may look like a nice old man. Winifred, the three, the Ivory Order, and that false justice they serve are the true evil here. He retaliates, fighting back. Seeing the two
55分
parties occupied with each other, you realize this is your chance to grab Mr. Flobby. Perhaps wary of humans, Mr. Flobby dashes out when you draw near. When you reach out to grab Mr. Flobby, lower Mr. Flobby.
よし。
Find something to help return Mr. Flobby to normal. You wipe Mr. Flobby's mouth with the handkerchief. Then you hear, it looks like having regained his senses, you place the increasingly sticky handkerchief in your bag. Lappy approaches and tells you that Mr. Flobby has returned. The girl is I'm happy for you, Melon. The girl bows her head. Of course not. But bring him back soon, she answers with a bright smile. I am so happy to see you explain everything that he expressed. He then thanks you for your hard work and instructs his stewardess to prepare dinner for your party. You can feel your collective mouths watering. You, Mar, and Ridis immediately dig in. You aren't sure where you find a moment to... Once your belly is full, the color strikes you as familiar. Is that this dish, and I have you brave heroes to thank for it. Had you not brought that slime back, we would not be able to enjoy this exquisite dessert. He points at Mar and asks, how much? You ask. As much. You grab the headman by his lapels, hands trembling in fury. About the enemy.
22ですって。
You pummel the headman with all your... You meet eyes with the rest of your party and reach a tacit agreement. Together, you all stand and leave. The old man, but Mar, the keener of you two, is with a crash. From the headman's hand falls a small blade. It clatters to the ground, covered in blood. Despite the shallow wound, I heard that as he reaches Mar's bedside, this is what-you-call-it extract. He explains that it is a... Lappy's eyes widen in realization. He then puts the what-you-call-it extract into a bottle and hands it to you. He tells you to give the extract to the... Realizing that you are at fault for this, you don't hesitate. But this is strange. The extract comes from a monster, so it should have no effect on one. Lappy remarks with a curious tilt of his head.
これクロエ、いやまだわからんか。言うてドラゴンだよな。
The wind picks up speed.
あ、そのイベ
A
ント。
tornado is forming. You anticipate the tornado's path correctly and avoid getting swept up. You hastily grab a scrap of paper, write down what you've heard, and quietly sneak away. Look, you two, it's the sea. Riddis exclaimed. You, on the other hand, trudge along, feeling something. It appears you've stepped on a monster's cape, making it very upset. It attacks you in fury.
さあ、何か来るか。ウィンドウでいっか。いや、マダンでもよかったか。1
Nice work.
必ず命中。いいね。
Rumor in the village has it that it might be the dragon.
よいしょ。
You open the door without a muscular man emerges from the back. You politely ask if he is the new. He says he has been studying. He stares at, opens the bottle and lap. He needs a special fish to make the necessary. When he explains that you can catch one in the surroundings, it sounds like his son is fishing on the wharf. You decide to go find him. You see a young man with his line, and he asks if you have business with him. Though you are pretty sure of the answer, you introduce yourself. You know Oreo needs a spry fish to. Hearing the despair in your voice, you thank him for the. Is it a reward you're after? You are about to ask, but Melanie smacks you on the head before you can voice it, and allows him to come along.
OK。いいえ。
What will you ask Bruno? You ask Bruno about his... Bruno replies that apparently he only carries around a sword to look like an adventurer. Curious about his attire, he confessed that he once wished for armor. The words "birds of a feather flock together" run through your mind, but you quickly chase them away, afraid of what that means for you.
ここで装備
Mars' fate rests upon this man's terrible, he says, showing you the few fish he's caught. And you ask him if you can have the spry fish. When you ask how much it will cost, you're heartless, Ridis pouts. This one's all yours. Then let the carnival... Your puny body is no match for mine, the Piscator shouts back, throwing a punch.
ああ頼むぞ。オッケー、攻撃アップ。
That feels like what? Looking rich. A battle of...
よし、勝ったな。よっしゃ、マイナスついてる。
Witness the power of power. Defeated, the Piscator hands over the spry fish to Bruno. Bruno extends an unspoken friendship begins to form between the two. Or at least, you hope that's what the prolonged silence between them means.
そうだった。で、パーティー変更がこうと、OK。
With the spry fish in hand, you head back towards Oreo's clinic. Bruno looks at your group sadly, reluctant for this little adventure to end. You hand the fish. Give me a moment, he says, then takes the fish and heads into the back.
よしよしよし。
It's ready, he says, emerging from his room and handing you a bottle. You hope this will get Mar back on his feet. You face Bruno and say, take care. But Oreo squats at hyper speed. I want to show this power. You have much to learn, my son. Only the sound of their labor. You can only look on in stunned silence at the enigmatic display. You realize that these two have a very special way of talking that no one else can understand. Hearing yet another roar in the distance, you realize you need to get the supplement to Mar so you can investigate the sound together.
今日寒い。
It appears the headman's long-standing pronouncement on the welcoming of all magical
寒い
creatures
とか言ってた。
also the party leaves the inn feeling rested. Here to stay the night? The innkeeper asks the moment you set foot in the inn. Mar lies listlessly upon the bed, looking somewhat haggard. You help Mar sit up. He weakly opens his mouth, and you slowly pour the energy concentrate inside. Mar abruptly... It looks like Mar is all better now. You give Mar a tight hug. Bruno is deeply moved to see nutrition bringing a smile to others. You decide to take Bruno back to Shoreland, then continue your search for the dragon. You arrive at Bruno's house. Though he seems to want to adventure a little more, you're reluctant. With that, your next Bruno looks at you. His eyes beg, let us defeat the dragon together. And you realize with the Bruno is happy after hearing his son out, and in the blink of an eye, you tremble. Though Oreo still deems his son's... Thank you, father, Bruno says from the ground. So it comes to pass that you journey to the tower with Bruno to find the roaring beast.
よしと。
Let's do this.
魚。なんで斜め上に行っちゃうかね。ああ、いらねえ。斜め移動がおぼつかんのだが。
Something's catching the sunlight just so. Sure enough, this is the location. Though quite convinced you've found their stash, you open the chest with a self-satisfied smirk on your face.
Okay. Plus 3. Okay. ことだぜ。
We have finally arrived. Bruno, Riddis snorts to herself, seeing you red in the face from jumping to conclusions.
1時間16分27秒。
It appears you snort to yourself, seeing Riddis red in the face. Bruno exhales deeply, then and it opens. This is the power of power. Bruno pants, but you promptly ignore him and enter the tower.
通って斜め移動できないよね。ああ、寒い。
It sounds like he is saying something important. Riddis has given up on thinking and whistles an offbeat melody to herself. Bruno is admiring his own muscles gleaming. While everyone is distracted, the monster attacks.
こいつはうわ まあつってもこれ固定だっけ。ウィンドウ。家庭。
Excellent.
石がねえ。おお。3打目。マダン。なんでこんな大金悪いに。お、いいね。
Something glimmers. We were poor, leaving your past a mystery. You quickly throw aside the shiny piece of glass and move on.
Oh. まあ戦わないけど。
It sounds like he is saying something profound. Realizing the creature's words are beyond her comprehension, Riddis gives up on thinking. Bruno silently compares his muscles against. While everyone is distracted, the monster attacks.
いやこれウィンドワンチャン狙ってもよかったか。ウィンドじゃねえや、フリーズ。まあいいか。いやフリーズ効かないんだっけこいつは。効かなかったか。でうわー防御力あ、ちょっと事故ったー。うわーここでまた防御力上がる。待ってくれー。いやこれサンダーじゃ足りない気がする。まあしゃあない。オッケー。いやサンダーでいけたか。1ポイズンでいいや。通常は怖くて使えなかった。
You did great.
よし、これでチャージ覚えた。
She did not say any more, but her hatred for the beast was clear in her eyes. You hear the roar again. It seems to be coming from the upper Mar mules, as it sounds like the roaring beast is close.
ちょっと
door before you is shut quite tightly. You insert the magical key into the hole and turn. You hear the lock come undone with a loud clank. The dragon may be just ahead. Now we slay the dragon for riches. On your demotivating words, everyone proceeds through the doorway.
マジか。あ、合ってる合ってるかこれ。こんな下来たっけ。ハプニング起きすぎ。これで、スキルなんでボタンがチャージ。
Whether or not the beast is weak, you care not. You muster up your courage and shout, your legs, but no matter how scared you are, the dragon will not wait.
残り HP9 以下。チャージ。あぶね。おお、いいタイミング。風ダメージアップ。1これ防具変えてなかったら死んでたな今。長い長い。水がアップか。
We shall strike you down, you exclaim. Vince appears. You too. It seems Melanie has lost her composure before the dragon returns the favor by spewing fire. You seem to stand no chance against the revitalized. Vince climbs atop the beast. Stay out of this, Vince commands, then flies off toward the western sea. Drink this. Bruno claims he drinks it every day. It make her drink it already. Melanie has a bad feeling about it, but down at ease with her recovery, you descend the tower. Return to Shoreland in search of a boat to pursue the dragon. When you return, he says a raging wind. Sensing there may be a problem, you quickly make your way to the wharf. Beside you, Bruno stretches, warming up his body. After striking a fantastic pose to show off it, no matter how hard he pushes, it's pointless, you sigh. Turning around, a muscle-bound Melanie stands before you. Her whole... You need Melanie's help to catch the dragon. You turn your earnest eyes to her, but unable... You hear your bones creak in a way you've never... But afterward, the two muscle-bound forms... At any rate, you leave the port town and follow the dragon. Just as you are about to leave, Oreo comes to Mount Medica. Something stirs deep inside your chest, but you blame your imagination. Wasn't that so much fun? Riddis turns to you and carries on, oblivious. You, however, are a bit worn out, as a road stretches west from the docks, suggesting the presence of a house or settlement at the other end. A white-hot the searing beads of sweat are pouring off you now, as you greedily drink it down, desperate for relief. The pain begins to ebb, and you hurriedly resolve to press on. When your friends get swept up in the tornado, by the time you escape it, you're battered and bruised all over. Perhaps he is as anxious. You two okay? Melanie asks. You only to notice the ambush a moment too late. Repel the monster attack.
全体15？ああ、マジか。全体15だ。そりゃまずいな。おお、ジェム3個ありがてえ。ショックブラスト、頼む、入ってくれ。
Excellent.
Excellent. フリーズ。おし、来た。よかった。サンダースラッシュ。ウィンドだな。 とりあえずラピヒョウウィンドウ足りない。切りつける。これでフリーズ。おお、クリティカルになるだと。ちょっと待って、大丈夫かこれ。フリーズ頼むぞ。オッケー、勝ったな。
Nice work.
これどっちのターンが早かったっけ。いやー、こっちの方が早かったか。危なかったな。フレームでいいや。1時間44分49秒。
His eyes are glazed over, and his general demeanor. You give him a glimpse of the medicine. Nothing in this life. Your callousness is swiftly punished. The man runs off to who knows. You and the party resolve to continue exploring. Something is askew in this village. It would be best to proceed with caution until you can determine what is happening. This villager is also behaving strangely. Riddis briefly reveals the medicine under her cloak. Her fun is short-lived, as she too loses. You could not help but notice the groans of Something's not right in this village, Bruno mutters, clearly worried. You hear a panicked cry up the road. Stay with me. Focus on me. That can't be good. You arrive on the scene to find a man seeing the knight's devotion makes you feel the villager is in quite a state. He'll have none of them. The villager, the convulsions subside within moments, and as well you know, that which is dead can never return. Your mind goes blank. His face contorts in disgust. Bruno gazes upon the villager's corpse with a look of apparent realization.
武器や違う爪杖弓服
He could well be a font of knowledge. You ask if he has seen the dragon. At any rate, the dragon's presence on the island is confirmed. You make mention of the villager. He apologizes for the villager's incivility. consider it the price to pay. You ask if he is the one, and it's true that the villagers call him. Your questions satisfy. He asks you to stop. We have yet. You explain that your Selfor begs your. What does he mean by we're done here? You say. Mar runs after you, chirping frantically. Melanie and the others give chase, but you. The two can't have gone far, though. It may be best to first search the village. Melanie calls out to you, prompting you to blurt out, she surveys you both and sees two haggard travelers. So you were worried about me, you shoot back. No, I wasn't, she replies, her face reddening. You spot a familiar-looking maid. Winifred takes... So, the Ivory Order buys... Winifred and the apothecary speaking. With no desire to run into them, you make yourself scarce before she catches sight of you. The last thing... Why are we always hiding? Melanie hisses under her breath. Have you determined the dragon appears to be our preparations for our journey into... Splendid. Sherwin walks off and out of sight, the other three following close behind. Yet their conversation raised as many questions. You know that the dragon is lurking. Isn't it that mountain with all the smoke pouring out of it? Riddis asks. The medicine bottle Sherwin... Maybe that's what Winifred bought at the apothecary, Bruno continues. There was talk of capturing them. Melanie picked up on the incongruity as well. Mar pinches your cheeks without warning. Returning to the matter at hand, it's clear what must be done. You'll have to get your hands on some flash freeze if you hope to enter the volcano. The answer, then, would be the password. So, how did... The old woman rolls her eyes, suddenly looking defeated. How did you know the answer? Did someone tell you? She mutters bitterly.
氷。条約。あと1個。OK。
Will that be all? The proprietress asks. You've managed to crack the code, and a bottle of flash freeze is yours. You've got a long...
よし、これで火山。1時間52分。
Of course, the dragon is hiding out here. Guess it's as good a place as any to corner. Crossing this river of lava won't be... Here's how you cross a lava river. You open the bottle of flash freeze and pour some into the raging river of lava. The lava instantly hardens, forming a bridge of rock. and fight.
よし、戻って、やーべ、左、うわ、なんでダメージ。なんでもう、これもうダメージ受けたまんまボスに入らなきゃできないんだけど。いや、待てよ。途中で回復あるな。さすがに回復使うか。いや、でも回復のロスでかいよな。まあいいか。いや、よくねえな。ダメだ。いらないいらない。待ってよ、どこでやるかな。マリンソルジャーのところであれだな。これ2回。
You can't help but chant. It's hot. Bruno seizes. It is way too hot for this. Melanie screams, forgetting her own advice.
逃げろ。あー、違う。これあれか、リディとクロエの速度同じだな。となると運ゲーなんだが、マリンソルジャー誰に装備させよっかな。いいか、メルブールで。封印でスキルローリングクロー。 精霊ちょっさあいい演歌で
Let's do this.
OK クリティカルはいらなかった
Nice work.
な。OK ああいいのかよかった。
You've spent so long in here, even I'm starting to sweat. We shall be the... As you're persistent, what will you do with him once he is yours? Melanie asks forcefully. But her answer shall have to wait. The lava bubbles and swirls as monsters clearly he is... Keep moving, he bellows, leading his companions deeper into the vault. The remaining monster turns toward you, eager to avenge its fallen friend. There shall be no avoiding this battle.
あきしょウィンドウクリティカル来い。来ないか。これは最速の戦闘だったな。
All your efforts will be for naught if they reach the dragon before you do. You hurry the party onward. A deafening roar greets you as you set foot on the summit. The dragon must be close. Let's do this. You reach the caldera only to find the dragon and the Ivory Order members locked in battle. Their teamwork is impeccable. The Ivory Order approaches the dragon, quite sure of their they shall have their quarry at this rate. You cannot stand idly by. You thrust yourself into the midst of battle. Without warning, the dragon slams his tail against the ground. You surmise the fall wasn't far enough to kill them, but They won't. This may be your only chance to slay him without the Ivory Order interfering. The dragon sits perched on the edge of the
や
caldera.
らかした
Draw your sword and charge. You shall. This conflict is inevitable. You heave your sword toward the enemy, come what may.
終わったわ
You
火
can
力が
do
足り
this.
ない油断したな楽勝にするかちょうど今2時間なんだけどやっぱ2時間もねやるとね集中力がね
Nice.
持たないねダメージでけえダメージでけえよちょっとこれは回復してボス終わりのタイムで決めるかなんでここで終わったこれはなえる遠いでおい死んだもう防御力上がっていくこれ逆回しできるんかいこれはいい発見だったなフリーズはダメだ いやー、辛い。
Asks the one who is first. A stupendous Vince turn. You tighten your grip on your sword. There's no turning back now. Vince adopts a sweeping stance between you
こ
and
れ
the
は
dragon.
毒だな。
You'll have to deal with him first if you hope to attack your quarry.
いや、もうリディに頑張ってもらうしかないな、これ。いや、凍結。ああ、待て、リキュアは猛毒か。雷。きついなあ、このダメージ。なんだ。うわ。剣買ってねえからな。いや、これもうダメだ。ダメだ。これはダメだ。ダメージが出ねえ。あと5分くらい戦えば勝てるだろうけど、さすがにフリーズまでしたし、いや、これ勝てるかも怪しくなってくるな。必ず一応倒すまでやるか。最強回復。ダメージ引く。サンダースラッシュ打つだけ無駄だからな。ヒールとか。リディ回復するんだった。見えてなかった。見た目減少。ラッキーショー。いやー、毒が与えるか。 蘇生2つもう使ってるよね。あ、やべ、忘れた。やべ、忘れた、ゼロエレメント。あー、危ねえ、リリーだけ残った。あー、これ終わったかな。勝ったな。いや、削り切らないと終わらないのか。危ねえ。ふう。あー、どっちにしろもうダメだ。プラスだ。ここまでにしましょう。
The battle, tears streamed down Vince's face. Vince, undeterred by the wounds that now... Enough!
完全に油断
Then
し
you
た。
ought not to have brought... The dragon claims he shares a special bond with them. Everyone in the world drink the primary ingredient
ネ
in
ルブ
this
ール入れ
medicine.
忘れ
Is
た。
dragon tear. All those who succeeded and they then gathered up the dragon tear he shed. I beseech you. But know that if you do, the medicine upon which, now knowing the tragic, your heart filled with anguish, you lower your weapon. Out of nowhere, seize him at once. Hedwyn urges. With a nod, Sherwin approaches the dragon.
火山終了後のセーブデータ作りたかったから。
The dragon's lifeless. The earth shakes.
いいけどね。
The dragon's body seems to have energized the lava enough. All that remains is to... The remaining members of the Ivory Order are still in shock. But Hedwyn orders them out, and they Vince's final pronouncement echoing in your... The eruption is imminent. The earlier tremors collapsed the passage you took to reach the caldera. Follow the other passage out and escape before it's too late.
マジでやらかした。セーブ。後ろにするか。よし、これで終わろう。お疲れ様でした。